All right, so we are rolling. This one's for you, Aries. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Let's get on with it. That's you, Aries. This is Tarot Lumination. This is your mini generic love and relationship report for September 2018. Cards are already well shuffled in advance, but we go live to the last second so that you're a witness. Okay? No fudging here. No oracles, no jumpers, no flyers, no reversal. Sorry. We're going to use a Tarot Illumination Crucible spread. A crucible is a structure that can withstand intense pressures, especially like what happens in a relationship as we intimate and separate. Okay, the natural ebb and flow of relationships. It's inevitable, it always happens. So we need to create a structure in which that can happen successfully and in a healthy way without blowing up every time we sense that there's a separating energy before we come back to intimacy again. Also, when the crucible spread, we're allowing that there's you, Aries, and a significant other, and a third entity itself, which would be the relationship, okay? It's the third thing, okay? It's not a third party, it's a third entity, okay? So, actually, let's go over to this little astro doodle here. I've shared this with everybody, so you can get it too, all right? So, Aries, this is like a generic note that I've made for the whole month. Now, you already know, coming out of July and August, things might have been very, very choppy because of the eclipses. You might be completely wiped out. In some ways, you weren't impacted absolutely head on directly, but this is still an awful lot of energy. These are like aftershock effects, I think, that are happening after the eclipses. This isn't directly to do with the eclipses on the Pisces Virgo axis, but it is here, so it can compound all the other stressors. The eclipse axis was over here, Aquarius Leo, on your true love sector over here for periods of time. And it's not there anymore right now. The sun has already moved well out of Leo. We're into Virgo season now and eventually into Libra up here, your opposition, okay? But the North Node is still very important, so that's why we're including it here. So all these stressors here are going on and off, on and off, and on and off the whole month to various degrees and angles, triggered by moon transits and so on. You know, when the moon's in Aquarius or Leo or Libra or Scorpio or Taurus itself. And also for you when it's in Aries and so on. So it adds up. All this is very stressful, and you might just be taking it all in your stride. And unlike every other sign, I pulled out only one date for you because you're Aries. This is for you. This is almost like this is written for you. So you already know what this is about. This is affecting you and your value and values, intimacy, shared resources with a significant other, true love and romance. But how does that actually work in the public arena? Can you operate in secret, or are you going to be fully open with who you are, what you do for the greater good of the world? And so on and so on. You know, the health and spirituality over here in your 6-12 axis. What are you doing in your life that is a cause of deep self-undoing? How are you learning from that and creating good habits and eliminating old habits? Basically improving your lifestyle. All of that stuff does affect love and relationship, okay? So in that context, I am pointing out one date in particular, September 25th. At that particular point in time, the moon is in Aries over here, okay? And the sun and Mercury have already moved into Libra over here. So what's going to happen is you're going to get this big polarity. It's the first opening salvo of energy for, you know, think of it as the October season, the Libra season coming in, and that's when you are in full opposition. It's like there's nowhere to hide in this situation. Once the Libra sun kicks in, depending on your degrees, Aries, the sun is going to light up anything and everything that's good and not good about your most fundamental relationship. We're not talking about the lovey-dovey romance. We're talking about the serious aspects of relationship, one-on-one, formally chosen, agreed bonds. So that's going to become very acutely lit up at that time, September 25th, for a few days in there. Okay, so please allow for that. Please mark your calendar and be aware. Okay, once the sun hits Libra, towards the end of September, then you will be in a state of full-on opposition. So just, it's good to have heads up there, all right? It doesn't mean it's bad. It just means everything comes into stark clarity and awareness. Okay? So here we go. No jumpers, no flyers, no oracles, no reversals. Please watch for your significant other. Do the cross-watching. Also watch for your sun, moon, and rising, especially if they're all different. And then reinterpret everything to suit yourself. Okay? It's all about you, Aries. Love thyself, first and foremost. Please bring in your spirit guides, your invisible friends. That's what we do here. Tarot Illumination. It just makes a much richer experience, okay? All right, cards are shuffled. Cards are shuffled. Bless these cards. Bless this deck. Bless you, Aries. Bless Tarot Illumination. Bless this whole channel. Bless the whole platform, cameras and gadgets and computers and wires that keep it all together, and the whole platform, you know? Let's have a look. Over here is you, Aries. What are you radiating over here? Your love vibe. All your energy, but focused on the love vibe right now. Over here, what are they radiating? Oh, okay, that's you and the other in you. Over here, deep inside of you, what would you be radiating here? Deep inside of the other, what are they radiating here? Could be completely different. How aware are you of any or all of this, Aries? Over here at the core, the relationship itself. What's happening in the relationship itself, okay? This is not you, it's not the other. It is the relationship. Over here, the prospects and momentum. If you think of this as a living thing, it's like a plant, like an organism. It breathes in, it breathes out. It creates wonders and joys. It creates toxins. It breathes just like a human being. Like we intimate, we separate. We intimate, we separate. We breathe in, we breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And sometimes we're pushed to the absolute limits. Sometimes it's completely absent. And sometimes we're completely all over each other. Whatever it is, it's happening in the context of this crucible. The crucible is a very strong structure that can, in a really deeply loving relationship, can withstand the pressures as we intimate and separate. Over here, we're going to look at circumstantial energy, the weather, and not take it too personally. Just try to make the best of it. Okay, Aries, what do we have? We have the Three of Cups. So that's really sweet. It's an indication that you might be able to give yourself a break here for most of September, because why not? You deserve it. If you're on top of things to the point where you realize you're already doing the best you can, being the most loving person that you can in your own natural way, it's beauty about Aries is that you're unambiguous. You know, in the classic pure Aries sense, people know where they stand with you. There's like, why be fake? Why be anything but you? So that's tremendous. That's tremendously valuable in a relationship. That's my perspective as your reader. So with the Three of Cups here, it's an indication that it would be appropriate for you to toast yourself. Number one, love thyself and surround yourself with the people who love you. Also understand that you are surrounded by people who love you and who are celebrating you and appreciating you and understanding you in the most simple, pure, and loving ways. It's like, let's have a beer. Let's have a glass of wine. No, let's have champagne. Thank you very much. I love you. You love me. Yeah, that's good. That's worth toasting. Let's crack open a bottle. Let's split one. Yay. All right, let's have a look. What are you radiating? Okay, Aries? Well, with the Eight of Wands here, wow, you look all revved up. It seems to me that you're going to make the absolute best of this some way. Oops. Some way. I'll put this over here. Some way, somehow or other, you're going to make the best of it. It looks like you're feeling all the energies here. They're not directly right on your love life, so to speak, but with the eight here, what I feel is though, because all these energies here are relatively very stressful or extremely stressful, and they're going to be triggered on and off throughout the month. And what that could do, that could actually get you fired up. Totally fired up. Like you're not taking this sitting down. You're not going to let yourself be bulldozed or overwhelmed by this. It's actually more like fuel for you. In other words, bring it on, man. Bring it on. Forget the gender. If you're a girl, bring it on. If you're a guy, bring it on. Either way, and that's what it looks like to Tarot Illumination here. You know what? It's almost like I'm Aries. You want to challenge me? Watch this. We can do this. And I will prevail. I guarantee I will prevail because I've got all this going for me. I am Aries and I don't mess around. Okay. However that looks. So this feels very encouraging here. It's almost like, I'm not saying you're preparing for, let's say, any kind of conflict. All I'm suggesting is that you're taking full advantage of the weather while it's there. While the sweet stuff is there, you might as well like enjoy it, you know, like make hay while the sun shines, you know, do make the best of this tarot reading, this little September time period, and go for it. Basically, have a huge amount of fun, as much fun as you can have, excitement, happiness, and express it openly, openly, openly expressing, being your full, most expressive, creative, passionate self. That's nice. Over here, what are they radiating? Wow. Okay. Justice. Justice served. Justice done. So you might be relating with someone here at this moment in time through the month, this month, where as far as they're concerned, this is just fine. And coming from a very, let's say, neutral perspective in terms of the relationship dynamics, they might be perceiving, again, this isn't, remember, allowing for each person being their own unique, complete selves. And you're not just, you know, lost and codependent on each other. We're talking about two highly distinct individuals here in the context of a relationship. So this is you all fired up, Aries, and you're dealing with someone over here who's thinking, you know, this is actually pretty cool. I'm getting exactly what I deserve and wanted. They're getting exactly what they deserved and wanted. Thank you very much. Justice is served. Okay, cool. And I think that's, to me, this is very encouraging. It's like it's deserved. Like you both deserve this. You both deserve the good stuff that's happening in the relationship. And it looks to me like you both have the strengths to be able to celebrate and enjoy the good stuff that you have, knowing that it isn't like this all the time, and that there are going to be times where it will be challenging and you're going to have to face that. But you've got this. So you're surrounded by this. It's almost like it isn't just you, it's just like others love you and you love others. It's like celebrated. It's like a public thing here where your the energy of your relationship is oozing, the loving energy of your relationship is oozing above and out and beyond the relationship itself, beyond you, beyond the significant other. Now I'm not, you know, it's, to me, I'm kind of stretching it here, but what I'm feeling very strongly is aura, the energy of aura here, the energy of beautiful aura, where the relationship itself, no matter what this card is, circumstantially, it's like you are being celebrated. You and your other partner, the relationship is being celebrated. It's almost like, you know, how an aura builds on an aura, like love breeds love. So whatever you're doing here, however you're making it work, that's a good thing, not just for you, not just for them, and not just for the relationship, but for the world around you. Okay? It's like a glowing aura. It's like you're creating that aura. Like, you know how word gets out in the neighborhood or something? Like, oh, Aries having a party. Oh, that's good news. Oh, that's cool. And then everybody wants to know, okay? Because you might be just celebrating each other. Just imagine, you know, celebrating each other and being public about it, and everything is just exactly so. Let's have a look. What are you radiating deep down here? Wow. Empress. Okay, forget the gender. Just like consider your own deliciousness in here. Like like for you, Aries, understanding that you do have it all. You have so much going for you. You have, you know, it's like it's like being very fertile, not just like physically to have babies or father babies or whatever that would be to you, but more to do with just the richness and the fertility of your heart and your soul as a human being, and you're pulsing this out in this very, very rich, luscious kind of way, which is very valuable to the world around you. This is very physical. This is very deeply physical energy. This is being very, very beautiful from the inside out, and that creates an aura that expands. It's almost like you start like this, and it goes wow, 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 wow type of energy. And it's almost happening at a very subliminal level. To me, it looks very subliminal, but also very strong. And that's what I think is creating this energy here around you. And it's getting reflected back to you like wow, 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 wow. Think of this as aura. Think of this as aura energy, almost like what do they call those up in Norway? The those lights. What do they call those lights? The Northern Lights. Yeah, that's what I'm sensing here. It's that kind of beautiful thing that you just, everybody stops at the party and goes, oh, look up. Everybody look up. And this amazing, beautiful, beautiful energy comes out like a light show, as though it's just for you, okay? But it is you, Aries. It's you radiating that. It's you being the Northern Lights type of energy. And that's just very cool as far as they're concerned. What are they radiating deep down here? Okay, well, with the Nine of Wands, deep in their heart, as wonderful as this thing is for you and for what I'm sensing for them and for the relationship, it's actually putting a lot of pressure on them because they might not be used to operating or oscillating at these frequencies where you might feel naturally comfortable. It's just like, it's about time. It's like, it's time. This is my time. This is where I really get a chance to shine, to be me. And I'm going to show it. I'm maybe even by the end of the month when that Libra energy comes in, uh, the proof will become more apparent. But between now and then, it looks to me like deep down, it's almost like they're struggling to hang in with this. It's almost like, you know, when things are so good and someone else is doing really, really well, and they're saying, "Come on, come on, come on," and you're like, "Okay, okay, you know, I'm getting what I deserve. I did want this. I did sign up for this, and I'm so lovely, happy, and grateful to be in that aura energy of yours." And that's like, but give me a break. I can barely keep up. You know, I've got my own inner struggles, and in some ways they're overwhelming me as a person right now. I don't want to dampen your sense of me or pee on your parade or anything, or dim the lights of the uh, of the aura that's coming out here that you are creating and it's being reflected back to you. But let's be honest, like we all have our weaknesses and limitations. So you, Aries, to me, it looks like you're dealing with someone who's actually kind of broken in some ways, broken, damaged, and struggling. Not in a bad way. It's just that it's almost like, I don't want to say a pet rescue here, but it's almost like you, Aries, are coming into your strength, into your power, radiating so much like, you know, raw earth, physical love energy, in terms of your beauty, and it's showing. Again, forget the gender. Guys, you can be beautiful, okay? You can be beautiful. You can radiate love like this. You can be a very beautiful person and radiate this. And there's no shame in that. There's nothing effeminate about that. You can be an extremely masculine man and radiate huge amounts of love, okay? And it just might be that this is so strong right now coming from you, Aries, that what's happening is you're exposing the frailties and the weakness of your significant other, where it's almost like there's nowhere for them to hide, because that's what happens, especially towards the end of the month. There's nowhere to hide when it comes to the relationship dynamics. And I feel that includes the significant other, where you might discover, and they might discover, that there's a lot about them that is just broken. It just might be wear or tear, or just the fact that they're human and that their frailties are fully exposed here. And there's no harm intended. It's just that they're doing everything they can to hang on, to hang in, because it's worth it as far as they're concerned. Let's have a look. What's at the core here? Well, Three of Wands going on here. There's a lot of passion and enthusiasm and ambition and expectation happening here in the relationship itself, where the relationship seems to be uh, like almost forecasting or sensing big new horizons ahead for you, and you're already starting to see the like all the signs that indicate that something really cool is happening for you guys up ahead. And it's going to be it's probably going to be very challenging for them to handle this. It's probably really gorgeous for you, something that you really, really wanted. And now you can see it happening. You can actually see this like karmic energy of consequence here in the relationship, like it's been worth it. Like it's worth it for you to accept them in their broken condition, knowing that in some ways they might be like this for life in some ways, and you just have to accept it. People love each other in all their strength and beauty and all their flaws and weaknesses in a loving relationship, especially if it's a marriage type relationship, which is where this energy is going to be exposed here at the end of the month, particularly from this September 25th. This is going to come into a stark awareness here. So I have a feeling that this whole reading is kind of like leading to this particular time period here, September 25th-ish. So please allow for that. So this to me looks really encouraging for you, Aries, and for the relationship itself. They're getting what they deserve, what they want, and I think they're very happy about that in a very pure, soulful way. And they want to celebrate with you and hang in and go with you. It's just that it's very challenging for them, just being who they are and being how they want to be and have to be in the context of the relationship so that it does work for everybody. Okay, what about going forward here? Momentum. Okay, well, with the Three of Swords here, it might be an indication that you're maybe pushing too hard, too fast, Aries, and they can't handle it. And in some ways, they are breaking, they're at break point, they're cracking at some point. And you don't need that, but with the Three of Swords here, remember this is not the end of the world. This to me is like a red alert where you can be very dynamic, very forceful, very, very full of life, and you could be radiating all this love and stuff. But if the other party is broken in some ways that they can only handle and do so much at a time, and where they reach the actual break point and they literally crack, and that is exposed, where a fracture is exposed in the relationship, then this could be an indication that this is needs a lot of attention right now. A lot of love needs to come here, some way, somehow. Okay, I don't think this is you in particular or the other in particular, but more about the relationship itself, the exposure of whatever's not working. That's going to be discovered, I think, much more towards the end of the month. But I also kind of want to go back to the beginning of the reading where I feel it's important to recognize that you are surrounded by love. It's like you've already created the love here that needs to exist, and it has been affirmed and like approved and accepted in the relationship. Like they fully accept you and love you. You fully accept them and love them. But you Aries are dealing with someone who's in some ways very broken, very, very damaged, and it needs to be allowed for. Like if you're very, very strong, please allow for this. If there are fractures that are going to be exposed, please allow for them to happen and don't take it personally, because all of this can be healed by all of this, okay? All of this can be healed by all of this, okay? And then when you add all of this and this together, like you're invincible, okay? So don't worry. Okay, this looks really scary to have this, but it's not the end of the world. Remember, these are temporal things, these little tarot readings. And I would encourage you to allow any pain that is exposed, allow the pain to flow. Okay, if they are broken, allow them to be broken. Allow them to express their pain, their distress, their sorrow, their feelings of whatever's happening, whatever defines broken. Whatever defines broken for them, whatever defines broken for you, however that looks, allow that to come into full expression, okay? It's very, very important. The worst thing you guys could do is hide this or pretend this is not there. It's very, very important to understand that for ongoing loving and healing, okay? Please invite the healing power of love to fill your relationship from up above. So it will be spoken, so it will be done, okay? You're going to be okay. Don't be scared. This is just like an alarm bell. This is like a smoke alarm, okay? Just treat it as a smoke alarm, all right? All the best. Thank you so much, Aries. Oh, let me put this over here. So there you go. You can watch the action replays if you want and reinterpret however you want. If you want to get freaked out and scared by this, you're welcome. I'm not particularly. I could be if I wanted to, but I don't see it. I don't feel it, honestly, Aries. So please take this with the best of intentions and allow for that really, really strong aura energy that I'm sensing from here. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Bye bye.